After flying to France and spending a few days in Paris, as well as champagne tasting in Reims, we took a train south to Dijon, where we explored the city streets, ate world-class food, and even drank a few glasses of the local wine. In this episode, we are joining a small group tour for the day and going into the heart of the Burgundy wine region. Here we will do a tasting in a cave, stop and visit the small town of Beaune, and end up at a beautiful vineyard where we will try all these amazing wines. This is Burgundy. Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Rach.
For years now, we've enjoyed traveling the world together, near and far.
Whether it's creating lifelong memories, diving into distant cultures of the world, or just satisfying our craving to go somewhere new.
We invite you to come along to experience life's journey with us. Oh, am I excited today. This is the one day of the trip that I've been looking forward to probably the most. We are in Dijon, France, and going to meet a tour guide for a small group tour of the Burgundy wine region. For those of you that don't know about the Burgundy wine region, it's considered to be one of the most prestigious in the world and known for their Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes. They have been making wine in this region for well over 2,000 years and have some of the most expensive wines in the world. I don't think we'll be trying those ones today, but I just cannot wait for this. Are you excited, Rach?
I am so excited.
Let's do it. Our meeting spot was a nearby British phone booth near the park entrance.
From Dijon, where we are, start the different appellations, the four different regions. There is one in the north that we don't talk about that much.
Chablis.
Chablis is on the north, between Paris and Dijon.
As Jeremy was explaining to us, there are four main regions of Burgundy. You have the Côte des Nuits, Côte des Beaune, Côte Chardonnay, and Maconnais. Today, we are starting out in the top region, the one most furthest north, Côte des Nuits, and then heading a little bit further south to the Côte des Beaune.
In fact, there are four different regions: Côte de Nuit, Côte de Beaune, Côte Chalonnaise, and Maconnais.
Geographically speaking, this is the world's most complex wine region. As far as today goes, we just want to learn the basics and become more familiar with the wines themselves, as well as be a better educated consumer when we return home.
You have to know that Burgundy, first thing, is a region that do not blend. Okay, so Burgundy is about two colors, white and red. Let's say 60% of the region is white, 30% is red, and 10% is sparkling. Vraiment, like champagne. Yeah. Luxury product.
What town is this right here?
This town is the last village of Marsanais. It's called Couchet.
Oh.
So now we are going into the next village, it's Fissa. So that's now we are in the
And just like that, we hit the very beginning of the vineyards in the Côte des Nuits.
First, weather conditions and geology. So it's not too warm, it's not too cold. Good amount of rain, no earthquake, no typhoons. The second thing, which is also very important, will be that we have a geology which is interesting. You don't see it this morning because it's a bit too foggy, but in fact, at the beginning, we're driving on the main road, what we see on the bottom next to the buildings. But Burgundy, consider here 250 million years ago, it was an ocean. This ocean brought the soil, limestone and clay.
This is Burgundy. How cool.
So that's the village of Fissin. It's a typical village of vineyards. It's like the first village where we find Premier Cru. 20 winemakers around in this village.
The small village of Fisson is exactly what you would expect a Burgundy wine village to look like. We must note that in December, many of these estates closed for the holidays. But no big deal, we got plans to try some amazing wines in this underground cellar. And when I say this region is complex, take a look at that map. I think you get the idea.
You see, for example, the white is the regional. We don't name the plot itself because it's not always named. Some are named. The pink one, the most of the bottom is the village. And when you get the red, you find the Premier Cru, and the purple are the Grain Crus. Côte de Nuit has 24 Grain Crus reds. And then Côte de Beaune has the best white Grain Crus. The only Grain Crus whites are in the Côte de Beaune, except one for Chablis that we gave them.
Oh my.
Wow. Not bad, huh?
Not bad. Lots of wines here. Love it.
It's a breakfast, so
Have you ever wondered what a wine paradise looks like? Well, this may just be it. And just like any tasting, we start with the whites. Rach and I aren't huge white wine drinkers, but oh my, Burgundy Chardonnays are in a league of their own.
Now we talk about the best plots. One of the few Grain Crus white of Burgundy.
The white Grand Crus of Burgundy will rival any white wine on planet Earth, in my honest opinion. Well worth the price tag of over $100. We've had plenty of red Burgundy back home, but only the basic mass-produced labels. Bottles like the Nuits-st-George prove why you need to take it to the next level. Absolutely amazing.
Vintage where everyone makers make great wine. So it's a Moret-Saint-Denis. We're gonna pass by this village afterwards. Premier Cru again, so we compare. Cuvée Renaissance, that means that this one is a name given because it's a blend of plots of Premier Cru of the village.
One after another, each red was more impressive than the last, and I was getting the feeling this was definitely going to be an expensive stop, especially after tasting the red Grand Cru. Collecting Burgundy wines or just drinking them from time to time is not a cheap habit, but if you want to drink the very best Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in the world, then it's well worth the price, if you can swing it. I wish I could have shipped a case back of each one of these 11 wines that we tried. Absolutely amazing. On our way to Beaune, Jeremy had a few special places to show us. The first is Chateau De Club du Vosges, a castle built in the 12th century by monks. It overlooks the Grand Cru vineyards within its enclosed walls. It is also the largest single vineyard in the Côte de Nuit entitled to the Grand Cru designation. The second spot, just around the corner up the road a little ways, is the world-famous Romanée-Conti Vineyard. Yes, DRC, which produces the world's most expensive wine year after year.
Now 15,000 euros a bottle. It's a very good deal. For 15,000, there is no other experience in your life that will give you so much happiness for 15,000.
This particular tour includes a 2-hour stop in the town of Beaune. So there's plenty of time to grab a nice lunch and see some of the town's highlights. Maison Jules, which is right in the middle of the main square, had a very attractive menu. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers to our new friends here in Beaune.
Not a good table wine. Like
No, this is excellent.
Yeah.
This is excellent wine. It's what, 30 euros for that, I think. Pretty good. Burgundy is the mecca for escargot. It would truly be a crime not to order it here. So you got the chicken, huh? Mm-hmm. It's like in a white wine mustard sauce, I think. Looks really good. It's that beef bourguignon. That guy handed me that plate. It was like 150 degrees. Well, that was an amazing lunch.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. The special was everything that we wanted. So, just a perfect spot for beef bourguignon. That chicken you had was amazing. We had a nice time with our new friends here on the tour. And now we're just gonna walk around Beaune for a little bit. We gotta get back on the van in about a half an hour. But I think we're gonna come back tomorrow to Beaune. So we're gonna do a more in-depth tour here in Beaune tomorrow. Rachel's loving this underwear, huh?
Yeah, look, it's fancy.
You want me to get a pair of those, huh? You like that?
Look, these are cool too. They're beer pretzels.
So, Rach, you want to move the Beaune? Mm-hmm. Look at that. You can get what for?
Well, it's quite expensive.
850,000 euros.
Land.
For 17 hectares of vineyards.
And I think it is 100,000 bottles in one.
I'll tell you what, that would be very tempting, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. And to no surprise, wine is the main attention grabber here, and there is no shortage of specialty stores. When word got out that Matt and Rach were in town, it didn't take too long for the local news crew to track us down for an interview. Overall, we found the people in this part of France to be extremely friendly. We got to see a local tradition here that's been going on for hundreds of years. Winemakers here prune their vines and burn the dead wood in the fields where the ashes fall to create fertilizer. Absolutely extraordinary to see. This allows for the vine stalks to be stronger for the next harvest. Jeremy drove us past the chateau, which actually produced some of the grapes in the wine that we tried earlier this morning in the cellar. This entire time, I've been trying to wrap my head around the terroirs which make up this complex region. I'm not sure if I'll ever figure it out. Finally, we pulled up to our last stop of the day, the beautiful Domaine Ardry.
Here it is. So it's
Beautiful
what I
house.
was telling you, it's not so common to have this kind of.
Wow.
It looks like more Bordeaux, but it's not bad. So it's a nice location, right into the vineyard. So we can see also the way they prune to understand also what is the yield. They do it short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 yeux mean 6 bunches. So it doesn't mean that they are looking for a big yield. They could make more. It's like
How old would that
this
wine
one?
be?
It's approximately, I will tell you, at least 60 to 70 years old.
Wow.
And probably more than this.
Wow.
When the vines get too old, where they don't produce enough anymore, so we have to replace. So it's always like a rotation.
Domaine Ardry is a very historical estate which still has many relics from the 1800s, including this wine press, and other bookkeeping records which keep track of vintages from years and years ago. The property here lies right on the border of the Côte des Beaunes and the Côte des Nuits.
You have to imagine that back in the days, in the 18, the horses were coming here with grapes, and that's why we have this wooden way here, because this is very slippery, it's kind of stone. So grapes after were crushed on the wine press, and after, you have to imagine the vats and the things here around for the first fermentation.
Eventually, the wine would make its way down to the cellar through this hole in the floor. Once there, it'd be put into barrels. We're gonna head there next. The cave down below is the oldest part of the estate, dating all the way back to the 17th century. It's for red wine only, and all the wine down here is aged 8 to 18 months in French oak barrels only.
And after we will blend them together for the bottling.
Okay.
So in this way, it's like a chef, you know, when
Yeah.
you make cooking, he takes spicy, he take
Right.
mustard, everything, and he...
After learning so much about this place, we're definitely excited to try the wines.
So in fact, here we have Côte de Beaune and Côte de Nuit, and every single stickers are the different plot of the domain.
Having the maps on the tasting table was nice to see when comparing the wines from different plots. Jeremy had talked up a big game on these wines all day, especially the whites, and they certainly didn't disappoint. That Premier Cru was so good that we aren't even going to ship it. We're going to carry it back with us. Seriously, one of the best white wines I've ever tried in my life. Just like our stop earlier in the day at the cave, this is also going to be an expensive visit. Today has really been a life-changing moment for us as it pertains to wine drinking. From now on, when we go to order Napa Cabs, Italian Reds, Spanish Rioja, Bordeaux, we're also going to be looking out for the Burgundies as well. And definitely we'll be buying some when we get back home. There's no doubt about that.
You like nuits-st-george this morning? That's gevrey-chambertin is amazing.
I have found that gevrey-chambertins is definitely a way to go as far as Burgundies are concerned. At least for me, anyway.
Because the Rougeau is white, and then on the bottom you consider is a lot of clay, so round, flattering like this morning. On the top it's more like limestone, very close, so it's a bit more powerful. So it depends where you are. You have a lot of different climate into the same plot. Depends where you are.
This will definitely go down as a tasting that we will never forget. I mean, just look at this place. I mean, how often do you get to go to Burgundy and try all these amazing wines at a place like this? So what'd you think, Rach? Those are really good wines.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
We got 6 of them coming home.
And we're taking actually one back with us.
We're taking one back with us for a special occasion here for the holidays. So what an awesome experience to see Burgundy, even though it's winter and it's foggy and not sunny, but wow, what a beautiful place, and what great wines. In this small little house here that we visited, you can't find this in the United States, so this is only sold here nearby in the region, which makes it, I think, even more special.
Sure.
Yeah, so if someone wants to come and take your tour in Burgundy
With me?
with you,
You cannot find me on internet. I'm not on internet. You have to find me on the streets. You have to knock on someone and say, "Where is Jeremy the guide somewhere?"
Wow.
No, there's more seriously, this company is Authentica Tour that you can find on internet. So they provide tours everywhere in Burgundy, from the basic tour like this, which is quite nice as well, but also to something a bit more, let's say, with more design for private tours. So they are probably the best and the biggest company in this region.
awesome.
Authentica Tour.
Authentica Tour.
Yeah.
Excellent.
My
Thank you. Definitely want to give a huge shout out to Jeremy in the Authentica Burgundy Wine Tours company. At the time we were here, Omicron was really causing a lot of stir, and we weren't certain if we would actually get to be able to book a tour like this based on the circumstances and it being off season. However, they came through in a big way, and we can't thank them enough. We couldn't imagine visiting Burgundy and not being able to do a wine tour. If you're planning a visit to Burgundy soon, be sure to check them out. We highly recommend them. Until next time, peace.